Yes, good evening. Welcome back. Yesterday we learned about chord chords, and we were able to understand how chords are made and how chords are formed with our sound using a powerful technique called chord inversions. Yesterday we are able to know how about chords are formed and the types of chords we have. Now today we are going to look at what we call chord progression. Professional pianist, this lesson is for you. Make sure you keep what is inversion. Now, after we have studied on chords, today we are going to do about chord inversion. Now, what is chord inversion? What is chord inversion? Chord inversion. What is chord inversion? Chord inversion is just simply rearranging the notes of a chord, rearranging the notes of a chord. Now, here when we talk about rearranging of notes of a chord, we are still using our C major chord. That is C, E, G. Now, when we talk of C, E, and G, this is the root I told you yesterday. This is the third, and this is the fifth. Chord arrangement. It is arrangement with the root, starting with the root, the third, and the fifth. Now, when it comes to chord inversion, is now rearranging the chord. Here we are not changing the chord, we are only changing the order of these chords, the order of the chord. Think of on the front and gets to the back. Now the one who is sitting on the back comes on the front. That's how we talk about chord progression. Now this one comes here, and this one goes there. This one goes here, and this one goes here. Now that is the chord inversion. That is the rearranging of the chords. As I have given you a practical example of people sitting in a row, whereby the first one beginning. Now we are back with what we call chord inversions. Now, when we talk about chord inversion, we are talking about the arranging of the chord arrangement in which we give this one the chord. This is a lesson for the music. Those who wants to know about music. That's the arrangement of the notes in a music. A chord is what we call inversion. Now, let's take a practical example of a C major chord. I have given you C, E, and G. The root position is the C, which is being sung by the bass. This is the lowest note. Now, the lowest note is given to the bass. But when we talk now, the bass sings the lowest note, which is the C. Now, the other voices take the G and we can also use this C to double it so that the 4 voices can be able to sing music stuff. And it got the stuff looks like this. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in a music stuff, we all know it looks like this. Now we are talking about the inversion. Then this is do. This is the first note. Then we have this is a C. We have a B here and a D here. Yeah, we have C, D, E. Then we have E here. Then we have F. Then we go to G. Now our notes is this one, and this one. This one is what we call chord. Now the notes here, we have known that the bass sings the root. Now the bass sings the root of that chord. Now when the bass sings the root, it means the other voices take the other remaining notes of the chord. Example, we have been able to use do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now when we make, if we want to find the chord, now we know the first chord is the first chord, we have the second chord, the third chord, the fourth, fifth, sixth, then we have 7. When we talk about the first chord, we take the first note, the third, and this we get do, mi, so. That is the first chord. Then we go to the second note, which is re, fa, la. So we have re, fa, la here. Then we go to mi, so, ti. And we take mi, so, and ti. So mi, so, ti. Somebody says si. Then we go for fa, ra, do. Yes, fa, do. Then the fifth one goes so ti, re, as it continues. So we have this one goes to ti, re, fa. Then we finish with mi. Now this is the first chord, the second chord, third chord, the fifth, sixth, and seventh. Here we talk about the chord, the formation of the chords using solfa notations. So the solfa we use is do, mi, so, re, fa, la, mi, so, ti, fa, ra, do, so, ti, re, fa, and la, do, mi. When it comes to chord progression, we talk about how chords are connected to each other. But now here we're talking about the inversion. That's giving the third or the fourth voice, which is the bass, that other than the root. When the bass sings the second note, we call that as first inversion, where now the bass sings E. Now the bass here supposed to sing E, sings E, and this C takes to that. Let's say the bass was initially. Now this is the first inversion. Now when to go to the third inversion, we have the second inversion, which is when C and E. Now this is the second inversion. I think we are together to that point where we are able to understand how notes are being inverted. I'm very sure you have seen how it is, because I don't have a virtual keyboard, but when I get it, I will be able to show you why we call it first inversion, the second inversion by playing it for you. Check on our next videos, which I will be able to demonstrate this one by showing you on the piano. Now let's do this together. Take this one. Let's have the root, which is C, E, and G. Now, when we play it on a piano for first inversion, we take the E, G, and C. Now, the second inversion goes to G, C, and E, as I have demonstrated here. Now, we continue. Why do we use these inversions in music? Important. Clearly, these inversions are very important because they make us have a smooth hand movement, whereby we are not going to jump from one part to the other. This will be able to help us know what we intend. Now next we have the professionalism sound for a music piece. This one helps us to professionalize the sound of a music. Then we have less hand jabbing. Now the connection between this one cannot be more scanning them slowly by slowly, you will be able to understand this one. Let's say we want to apply now the chord progression. We use the C, G, F. Now, since I have shown you this one, they are not important for now. You can be able to remove them so that you get the space to explain the other things that are coming up. I think you are subscribed there, and you are sharing it with your friends there, so that we can be able to run a chord progression. Now I have said you to apply. Now the application of this one we have said for easy hand movement or finger movement. Then we have a professional sound. Then sounding less jumpy in a piano. Now this one helps you to sound less jumpy on a piano, and this one is used by those composers because it makes it very easy for you to teach on the choir. Now we go on the sixth part of this, which is applying a chord, applying the chord progression. Now when we talk about applying the chord progression, here let's use our C. We have C, then we have G, then we have A minor, then F. Now, in a normal playing, you can be able to have C, that is E, G, in a normal playing. Now, the next is, this is C chord. Then we have G chord, where you can be able to run G, B, and B. We have now A minor, A major, that is G, A major, which is A, C, and E, C, and E. Then we can have now the fourth one, which is F, which is B, F, A, and C. Now, I will demonstrate this later on how you play this on a piano, since I don't have one. Now we do it as a theory class. Then make sure you subscribe and for notification from there, so that when I demonstrate the practical part, you will be able to understand what I mean. Now, let's go now on our lesson. We have already exhausted what we call chord progression and inversion. Now we have other things that can be able to be used. Make sure when you do this, makes the chord makes harmony, and that is how music is generated. I have been showing you on the inversions of C major. Now this one can apply to other keys, whereby you can use on D major, B sharp, or what we call E flat, and what have you, because we have many keys on the music. Now, on that point, we go to our next lesson, which will be on harmony, whereby we will be able to understand how harmony is given in a musical. Example, in a gospel worship and Catholic music, inversions are used all the time to create a smooth flowing sound. Try applying this to any simple song and you will be able to know how it goes. Excellent work, class. We are now moving from beginner to intermediate level. Make sure you comment, subscribe, and share the lesson for lesson 3. And if you want next lesson, make sure you keep the bell ringing for you. Now, the third lesson, we are going to look on the 7th chords, and we will use a fairly simple song to show you how the 7th chords are being used, or a full song. But for those who are beginner, today we are supposed to start on the chords, but because we have already exhausted on the chords, we are now talking about on the chord inversions. Now, thank you for that wonderful class, and I'm very glad you were able to learn something small on chord inversions. I'm your teacher Silas. Thank you, and keep sharing for this lesson. It's very important for those who have interest in music, and you will be able to understand what we call chords, and this will help you to be able to play like a professional pianist, or also it can help you to play if you are learning a piano. A small tip on fast piano progression: you start by this. You must know what's a piano, how many keys does a piano contain, what is the piano made of. We have sharps, flats, and others. That will be able to make you know what it takes on a piano. Have a good day. Bye.